Well, Olympic year is never it never really runs, perfectly smooth. You want to try to keep every day fairly normal, but the Olympics are not normal. I want to gauge some things by last season, but at least I know her rhythm of peaking. I want to gauge that. That's realistic, and I can do that. But we have to be ready for everything. And for my job is to be aware and to be able to protect her from any kind of distraction, And that's what I did quite well when I was skating, when I was getting ready for Olympics, and the Olympics were in Canada, and there was a lot of hype with the Battle of the Brians that I knew there'd be a lot of media attention, and I was ready for it, because and I know with Una, I know that even starting early in the season with the profiles and the documentaries and the interest in the new programs, I can see it's starting to mount. And I actually said to one of my colleagues that, okay, it's going to happen soon. We use the summer to train the programs and to physically train the body, but there's going to be a moment where the light's going to go on, and we go, okay, we're into it. This is it. We're into the Olympics. And I think it's actually, we're many, many months out of the Olympics right now, and I know that just in recent days, the light went on. So, and it's not up to me to remind her, the Olympics are coming. She doesn't need to be reminded. But I was aware of that, that, and so I can now I'm dealing with a different person. I'm dealing with a different energy. So you have to kind of have the answers for that. And sometimes I'll say something, and then she'll skate away and do the trick, and I'll be like, phew, okay, got through that one, or just to get her inspired to do a run through with the energy that she needs to. But that's a big job, but I'm ready for it. And it's funny because I even just a few months ago, knowing that the Olympics were coming in Canada, I was kind of like, whoa, boy, this is going to be tough. And then just recently, and just maybe a week ago, my attitude I was like, I'm really excited about the Olympics. I'm really like, let's do this. I'm feeling and picturing and visualizing this whole experience, of Vancouver and this energy and positive. I really have a great feeling, and I know she does too. But it just happened to me. It just happened to me recently, rather than being kind of like, ugh, that I want to jump into this. I think it's important that, and this is how I work with her, and really enforce that this year, is you really need to imagine how you want to feel, how you see it. How do you see yourself? How do you see the end of your program? Like after her short program at the Worlds in Los Angeles, when she finished, and she was just like, she was like so happy and so relieved, and the same with the long program. It was like she knew she had done enough. It was like that feeling, and you have to see that as an athlete. Like, see yourself there. See yourself on that ice. Imagine the smell of the rink, that last position when you finish your program. See, what is that? What is that visual for you? What is that feeling? Before you start your program, do you feel that little trickle of sweat? Moving down your armpit. Like, that doesn't happen on practice every day, but you have to imagine that. So when it does happen, it's like, there it is. Okay, there's so many things to smell popcorn. We don't have popcorn here at the rink, but you go to a world championship, you've got popcorn. So all these things are just like little triggers that will lead to a good performance. I don't get beyond that feeling of when that door closes and she's out there, and we have our little moment, and she's going to go out and skate, and they're going to represent, and they'll say her name and her country. And the rink will have Olympic rings on it. We're not going to have hockey lines or anything. So I have visualized that. I have visualized how I want to be and how I want to stand and where I want to stand. We've had a bit of a test with this building. We had the 4 continents there. It was the test run for the Olympics in the local organizers, and that was a great experience because she had a great win there. So I know exactly how I want to be, but that was one of the things I learned as a skater about, that visualizing and that imagining that feeling of what it feels like, and how you see yourself at the end of your program. It's like someone who's a racer skiing. When they come through, I mean, they know. You see them; they always turn back and look at the clock, but they know. A swimmer, they hit, they look, but they've already got a smile. They know that's it. That's been the race, and you visualize those things. And as a coach, I think I need to exercise all these same things. That's the great thing about being an athlete. Prior to being a coach, is that it's a lot of the same, the same rules that you follow, the same guidelines, and common sense. Once again, that you have to exercise. So I use all that training now as a coach. It's you go to the Olympics only to win. I went to the Olympics only to win. I mean, it was tough afterwards when it was so close and I didn't win. But you don't prepare for that. And I would never ask her to prepare for that. And what we do is, we just focus on what we have to do, and it's not even a thought. We don't. And I think if you ask any athlete at this level, from any sport, that's probably what they'll say too. Is we're just moving onward and we're moving upward, and we're just. Once again, too, this will be Yuna's first Olympics. This will be Mao's first Olympics, and it's. I want it to be one of those experiences that, the Olympics, and I remember for me, I kind of took inspiration from everything around me. I was inspired by the Olympic flame. I used to go for a walk, both in Sarajevo and Calgary, and I'd walk and I'd just stare. Just take every bit of inspiration I could from that, and then go off to a practice or go off for the competition or go back to the village. And be inspired by performances of other athletes. You get to watch a race, a speed skating race or something, and where there's a great moment and a great story, and you see the face of the athlete. It's like, I want to have that energy. I want that face. I want that when I finish. Or I see the way they're getting ready to start off their race. That's how I want to. That's the intensity I'm going to have. So I want her to. We're not going to all of a sudden go and hide out somewhere, which some athletes do. She's ready to take that responsibility. And it's also, this is another thing too, it's also an exercise for the people around her. Her agent won't be able to get backstage. Her mother won't be able to walk her to the bus, and give her good luck kiss. And, there's not that access. So those are the things that we have to prepare her for this year. It's her first Olympics. So rather than it being one of those things that's a situation that's negative, and it's something that she's ready for, and it's a positive, and she'll be, protected. But that's what makes the Olympics so special. So yes, you have to present it that way. I think some of the skaters prior to these women have been great skaters. The Michelle Kwans of the world. They admired, Yuna admires Michelle Kwan. I think just their culture, their work ethic. Their body type, all these things contribute to this, and the fans, the popularity. There's so many factors, and there's just an exposure to skating that allows them to keep skating more and wanting to get better. A variety of things contribute to this, but I think the skaters that they've been growing up watching, I think that's helped a lot. They want to be Michelle Kwan. Michelle, I think she's one of the most gracious champions ever. She's beautiful, she was talented, and she still is talented. And she was just personable and nice, and she loved skating, and people got that. There was nothing fake about it. Audience, they pick up on it instantly. They know when it's the real deal. And this is the real deal.